I was a COVID mom. I was running this business. It was year two. It was year three of this iteration of my business, 80 Nutrition, which is known on Instagram as Eat 80. And it was, and I was all of a sudden, I found myself, kicking off this business or, kicking off this year of the business thinking like, oh, this is going to be a great year for growth. And I had so many ideas. And by the second month of the year, the beginning of the second month of the year, everybody was talking about slowing down and shutting down. And all of a sudden, a month later, I had all four of my kids at home virtual learning. And it was this, my business and all of the goals and plans I had came to this screeching halt. And I was in just this massive stress state, but also trying to figure out what I could do to be relevant right now, because honestly, nobody was thinking about nutrition, and they weren't even thinking about nutrition from a health standpoint. Like, wow, my nutrition should be great so that I can protect myself or recover quickly from a virus. People were just in a state of panic. So by the time I got to my birthday, your birthday, our birthday, and took the masterclass, there was so much information in there, so many little, I call them in my business, I call them clinical pearls, but like little pearls that I could take away and think like, oh my gosh, I didn't know any of that. Like none of those little things had dawned on me as ways to, avenues to increase my business or ways to even think about growing it. I was just trying to serve this broad customer base of women who were, busy and entering midlife. And yet, I really didn't know how to reach them. So yeah. I feel as though a lot of what happened was I took the masterclass that you offered and joined immediately. And it opened my eyes to just a tremendous amount of information about how things work, because all of my training, and I'm board certified. I have extensive experience in nutrition and functional nutrition. I had no experience in growing or starting a business or in running a business while trying to also keep four kids alive in the midst of chaos.
Yeah. And I mean, just before we hit record, talk about supermom, right? Like so many things going on at one time. And I think you bring up a really great point, Ali, that it's almost like sometimes people, I don't know if you ever experienced this, but sometimes I think business owners that I've talked to who are trying to scale a service business, they sometimes almost feel shame around not knowing how to grow their business, right? As if it were something that should just be known innately. And it's not, right? Like if you are certified or if you've gone and gotten schooling or any sort of training in your field of expertise, that makes you an expert in that field. It doesn't make you an expert in marketing or in business.
And I'm certainly not. I'm definitely not. And that's where the information that you were offering came at just the right time. It was like this ultimate birthday gift, because I was like, oh my gosh, here's this whole other arm that, to be honest, I was a bit of a head in the sand person with it, where I was like, I don't know how to figure out the marketing piece, but I'm really good at the nutrition piece. So I'm just going to keep working with women. The problem is when you don't have the marketing piece, you're not able to get the exposure and the clients that you need. So, I was sitting here being very good at my work, but not able to, direct my business in the areas where it needed to go. So, yeah. And to answer your question, to answer your question fully, I should say, after we, I became more involved in Cubicle, the CEO, I did restructure my programs quite a bit, because I realized that what I was offering, in addition to not being able to reach clients, what I was offering wasn't really the best representation of what I did. So I had a lot of open-ended projects where it was like, want to work with me? Great. And then it was kind of like, are you going to call me again? We're not done yet. There's a lot. The nutrition isn't a one and done. Mm-hmm. I can't give you all the answers in a 1 hour session, but it was, I left a little bit open, someone who's never sets up a second date and they wait by the phone. So I did a lot of restructuring after I went through some of the different modules in your program, because I realized that I needed to raise my prices. I was undervaluing myself. I realized that my programs were too open-ended. Mm-hmm. I realized that I had to look for a particular type of client versus just being open to all clients, because there really is one type of client that I serve better than everybody else. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there was all of the information on how to optimize my various profiles so that I could be seen.
Yeah. Those are some amazing shifts